Hey everyone, Varun here once again from Language Academy. This video I'll be sharing all the tips and strategies for your listening section. I'll be covering what are the do's, what are the don'ts, what are the things you need to focus on, what are the things you don't really need to focus a lot, and how you have to manage your time, because time management is very crucial in your listening section, guys. So listening is the last part of your exam. You will have this as your fourth module, or you can say the third one is reading. Once you are done with your reading, you will come on to your listening section. Right guys, once you are done with your reading and you come on to your listening section, you will have an optional 10 minutes break, guys. I'll personally recommend all of you take that break, because by the time you will finish off your reading, you will be tired, you will be exhausted, and if you're tired and exhausted and you go into your listening section, it's going to be hard to concentrate, and listening actually requires a lot of concentration, guys. So very important you take that break. Plan ahead during the break, think that how you have to approach your listening, and then come back and start with your listening section, guys. So guys, listening itself comprises of two sections, section A and section B. Right, I'll explain both of these. First of all, very first thing, remember this thing, that you will have around 20 to 22 questions in your listening section, and altogether you'll get around 45 to 57 minutes. This can vary a bit depending on your exam pattern, but somewhere around 45 to 57 minutes. Now in total there are 8 different type of tasks in your listening section, out of which few are very important, few are not that important. I'll be discussing all of these in detail. First thing I'll recommend you, if you have got your exam anytime near, anytime soon, I'll recommend you get a pen and paper, pause the video, and then write down everything I'll be discussing today. Will surely help you a lot in preparing for the exam, and will help you smashing the exam as well. Like a lot of students are smashing it, 90 each. Alright, let's come back to the video. First task, summarize spoken text, guys. You'll get 2 to 3 of those, and very important. Why they are very important? Because these are going to contribute a lot towards your listening and your writing section, guys. One summarized spoken text is 10 points, and this is going to give you a lot of points in your listening and writing section. So if you get 3 summarized spoken text, which is more often the case, so you'll get around 30 points in your listening, 30 points in your writing, which can make a massive difference, guys. So remember this thing, summarized spoken text, very important, guys. Right, now what are the things you need to be very careful about in the summarized spoken text? Very first thing, guys, grammar, spellings, and your form. Remember this thing, as this task is going to contribute a lot towards your writing. Make sure your grammar is perfect, your spellings are perfect as well. Even if you have 1, 2 or 3 spelling or grammar errors, you're going to lose a lot of points, guys, and that will make it very difficult for you to get your desired scores, right? Another very common mistake which we see a lot of students are regularly making, what happens, they get a lot of content from the lecture and then they try to write each and everything down. Guys, you have been provided with a set word limit. You have to write between 50 to 70 words. If you write more than that, you are going to lose a lot of points. You will lose a lot of points for writing more than 70 words and less than 50 words as well. So I recommend write around 65 words. Please do not write more than 70 words. If you will do so, you are going to lose a lot of points in your form. And in case you get 0 in form in total is 2 points. So you lose points in form if you write more than the given word limit. If you get 0 in form, you will get 0 out of 10, guys. Make sure you stay within the word limit, write around 65 words, more than enough. Also make sure you include important keywords from the lecture, because that is how your content will be marked and you'll get points in your listening section. Now 10 minutes for one summarized spoken text, right guys? No rollover time in summarized spoken text. What does this mean? This means that even if you finish your summarized spoken text in 6 minutes, 5 minutes or 7 minutes you can say, and you press the next button, you won't get any extra time in the next task. So it's very important you utilize complete 10 minutes. I'll say finish writing off your summary within 6 to 7 minutes, and then after that spend around 3 to 4 minutes to proofread. Make sure your spellings and grammars are perfect and you have written your summary in the given specified word limit, guys. So 6 to 7 minutes to write down the summary, and then 2 to 3 or 4 minutes to proofread. Always use complete 10 minutes, because even if you press next before 10 minutes, you won't really get a lot of or any extra time in the other task or other question or the next questions. So it's very important, and it's I'll say crucial that you use 10 minutes properly, wisely, and make sure everything is perfect, because summarized spoken text is very important, guys. Now once you are done with your summarized spoken text, guys, so your section B of your listening will start. Now what does section B means? Section B means that you will be given some specified number of questions and you will be given an overall time for that. You'll have to manage your time yourself. Unlike summarize spoken text where you're given 10 minutes per task or per questions. Over here you'll given n number of questions and then you'll be given so and so time, and you have to finish everything within the given time frame. Ideally or most probably you are likely to have around 16 to 20 questions in section B, and you will get around 22 to 28 minutes to finish all of those, please. So it's very important, you don't really have a lot of time. Very important you manage your time properly. Now guys, once you come on to your section B, the very first task which you'll get is MCQ multiple answers. One of the tasks which I see a lot of students spend a lot of time, guys. Not very important task. Make sure you do not spend a lot of time. Now one thing in MCQ multiple answer is that a lot of students know that this is not very important, so what they do is they don't even pay attention to this. They select any option like this and then they move on expecting that they'll get 79 plus. Yes, you can get 79 plus even if your MCQ multiple answers are wrong, but remember this thing, guys, you cannot press the next button before your audio stops. So you'll have to listen to the whole lecture or whole recording and before pressing the next button. So it's always better you listen it properly, give you 110%, because somewhere somehow this is going to contribute 1 or 2 points, right? So even if you're missing by 1, 2 or 3 points, that is where these can make a difference. MCQ multiple can make a difference. So make sure you give your best. But yes, once the audio stops, make sure you do not spend more than 10 seconds, guys. Once the audio stops, do not spend more than 10 seconds. If you do so, you are going to struggle to finish off your exam. And if you're not able to finish off your listening section, you're not getting your score, because the last two task types, very important. You cannot afford to miss them, guys, right? One more thing over here, make sure you understand the lecture properly. Don't just go behind the keywords. A lot of times students, what they do is they think let's say the lecturer said so and so keywords, and they see the same keyword in the option, they just select that one and move on. Now you have to understand each and everything, read everything properly, focus more on the meaning of the lecture and the options rather than focusing on the keywords from the lecture, guys. So understand the lecture. One more thing, try to choose the option or select the answer while the audio is going on. So keep an eye on the options, read them side by side and simultaneously listen to the lecture as well, and select by the time your recording finishes, right? In case you are not really sure about the right answer, once the audio stops, select the answer which you think can be the right answer. Do some bit of guesswork, I'll say, but please do not spend more than 10 seconds, otherwise it's gonna be very hard, guys. Also, as this is MCQ multiple answer, this is negatively marked. You get 1 point for correct answer, 1 point for each correct option, I'll say, and -1 for each incorrect option, guys. One thing I'll recommend all of you is only select one option. Even if you select one option and that is right, you can get 19 listening, guys. Yes, that's right, you can get 19 listening by only selecting one option as well. You won't really lose any point if you haven't selected the second option. You can select one option. If that's right, you can end up getting 19 listening. I did one in my exam, got 19 listening as well, guys. A lot of students do get 19 listening by only selecting one option. In case you are 120% sure about the second option, go for it. But in case you're not, please do not select the second option. Only select one and then move on, guys, right? So this was your MCQ multiple answers. Let's come on to the next task type, fill in the blanks. Very important. They are going to contribute towards your listening section and your writing section. Very important, guys. And then make sure you focus properly on these ones. What happens? You will be given a transcript on your screen. Lecture will be played for the same transcript. Few words in the transcript are missing. You have to listen them and just type the right answer in the blanks which are missing on your screen. Now 1 point for each correct blank. You'll get 2 to 3 passages, guys. On an average, one passage will have around 4 or 5 blanks. So in total 15 blanks. So 1 point for each correct blank. So altogether, fill in the blanks in listening section are going to contribute around 15 points in your writing, 15 in your listening as well. Very important, guys. Make sure you do perform well over here. Now what are the do's and don'ts? First of all, what I see a lot of students do is, as soon as the lecture is going on and they get the right answer, let's say they've got the first blank, they'll straight away start typing the right blank or typing the right answer straight away, right? I'll recommend you, don't straight away type the answers. First of all, note them down in the notebook provided, and once you have written them down, once the audio stops, have a look at the notes you have written and then type the right answer over here. because in that case, if you're straight away typing, that can be a bit problematic sometimes. If you have got two blanks which are almost together, that can create a problem for you. Always better you write them down in your notebook and then type them back. Three things you have to consider over here. First thing, make sure if there's any blank which is straight away after the full stop, make sure you start it with a capital alphabet. Similarly, if you have any proper noun such as name of a person, place, or any organization, any particular organization, make sure you start it with a capital alphabet as well, such as name of cities like Sydney, Delhi, Tokyo, or Japan. Make sure you start it with a capital alphabet. Other thing, make sure you are properly focusing and listening what they are saying. If there's any, let's say there's a word place, right? P-L-A-Y-S. And if you're writing P-L-A-Y, you're missing the last word, which is last alphabet, which is S. You are not going to get anything out of it unless and until 100% you have given the right answer. Your answer or spellings are 110% correct. You are not going to get any points for that, guys. So make sure you also focus on S and ED sound at the end of the word and type accordingly, guys. So again, very important, please make sure you focus on these ones. How much time you have to spend on these ones, I'll say. Once the audio recording stops, I'll say take around 30 seconds or 40 seconds. In worst case, take 50 seconds as well. But make sure your spellings are perfect. Once you type your answers, make sure you proofread as well, because if you're not proofreading properly, even if you have typing errors, you're losing 1 point straight away in your listening and your writing section. Make sure you proofread everything properly and move on to the next task. Next task, guys, highlight correct summary. Not very important, but yes, will surely make a difference, because this is going to contribute towards your reading and your listening section, guys. Now, what are the things you need to take care over here? The audio or the lecture will go on for around 40 to 90 seconds. And the correct options, you'll have 4 options, out of which you have to select the one which best relates to the recording, which is the actual summary of the lecture, which was there in the lecture or there in the question type. So you have to select the best passage which relates or which gives you the summary of the given lecture, right? Now, 40 to 90 seconds. Once the audio stops, I'll recommend only spend 10 seconds, or in worst case 15 to 20 seconds, because you need some time to read the options because they are a bit lengthier. But yes, if you're not able to get the right answer within 15, 20 or 25 seconds, please select the one which you think is the right and move on. Not very important, but yes, will 120% make a difference, because this is going to give you 1 point each correct answer in your reading and your listening. So can make a difference. Please don't take this for granted. Give you 120%, guys. Can make a difference, but do not spend more than 20-25 seconds, guys. Next, you'll get MCQ single answers, guys. Again, not very important. You'll get 1 to 2 of those. You'll get 1 to 2 of these, guys. And then what you have to do, once the audio stops over here as well, please do not spend more than 10 seconds. If you get the right answer within 10 seconds, select that one. If you have zero idea, if you have no idea what is the right answer, what you have to select, what not, please select whatever you think or do some guesswork, but please do not spend more than 10 seconds. Not that important. Even if you mess up your MCQ single answers, you can get 79 plus. But again, give your best, because if you miss by 1, 2 or 3 points, that is where these type of questions which I'm telling you are not very important can make a difference. So by not very important, I mean do not spend a lot of time, but give your best, guys, right? Now, the last question which I'll say is not very important is called your select missing word, where you'll have to select one word or group of words which will best fit to the last part of the given lecture, as they will replace the last part of the given lecture with a beep. You'll have to make the correct selection. Again, over here 1 point only in listening for correct answer, 0 for incorrect. If you are sure about the answer, select it. If you're not really sure, please do not spend more than 5 seconds once the audio stops. Only spend around 5 to 10 seconds. If you get the right answer, guys, go with it. Otherwise, do some guesswork or select the one which you think can be the right answer. Move on with it. Not very important. You'll get 1 to 2 of these, and only these are going to contribute around 2 points in your listening. Very, I'll say not important, but again, it's very important you give your best over here as well. A lot of time I see students not focusing at all on these ones. Guys, don't do that. That will be a mistake, I'll say, because nowadays all of you need 79 plus, and for 79 plus we have to make sure everything is perfect, guys, right? So give your best, but again, because you have got 2 other tasks which are at the end of the your exam, which are your highlight incorrect words and your write from dictation, and you can't really afford to mess them up or miss them. So it's very important you manage your time wisely over here. Again, once the audio stops, do not spend more than 5 to 10 seconds once the audio stops in select missing word as well. But give your best guys. That will surely help you to get 79. Alright, let's come on to the 7th type of task in your listening section, guys. 7th type of task, very important. Highlight incorrect word, and I'll say easy as well. There's nothing hard in here, but yes, don't take this for granted. Don't just say that I don't really need to practice this. That's not important. That's not the case, guys. You have to practice this a lot. But again, yes, remember this thing, not very hard. So make sure you get as many as points from this task, right? This task, you'll get 2 to 3 passages. What happens over here, you'll have a transcript of a lecture on your screen, and the same lecture will be played using the audio. And what happens, few words are replaced or are incorrect from when you compare them from the transcript, in the given transcript, as compared to what the speaker is saying, right? So few words are different, you have to just select those words, right? Now 1 point for each correct selection, and negative marking as well, guys. 1 point for each correct selection, -1 for each incorrect selection, guys. So on an average, one passage has got around, normally I'll say 4 to 5 incorrect words, sometimes 3 as well, sometimes 7 as well. So it's not this, it's nothing like this, it will have 5 or 4 at least. There's nothing like that, guys, right? So again, make sure you do your best, move your cursor along the lecture. Wherever you get the wrong word or you listen something else and there's something else in the given text, select it, highlight it, and just go with it. Again, how much time you have to spend, guys? See, you don't really have a lot to do once the audio stops, because you can't really play it back. So I'll say around 5-7 seconds once the audio stops, and then you move on to the next task, guys. One thing else I would like to recommend in highlight incorrect words, guys, if you're not really sure, if you're confused that whether the word is incorrect or not, do not select it. That may negatively impact your scores and you lose points for the things you have done correctly as well, guys. So don't spend a lot of time on that one, guys, right? Alright, let's come on to the last task. Very important task. I'll say king of your exam. If you miss this, you are not going to get the score. Write from dictation. Yeah, that's right, guys. You'll get 2, 3 or 4 of these. Very important. Now, what are the things you need to consider over here? First of all, make sure you write as many as words you can get from the audio, guys, because you are going to get 1 point for each correct word. Let's say you're getting 3 sentences. Each sentence is 10 words long. This task is going to contribute 30 points in your listening then, and 30 in your writing. And you know, if you miss it, you're losing 30 points in listening, 30 in writing, which makes it almost impossible to get your desired score, even if it's 65, right? So make sure your write from dictation is perfect. How much time you need to spend on each particular task, guys? I'll say each particular write from dictation, you should at least have 1 minute per write from dictation, guys. So make sure you have enough time at the end. Don't spend time on things which are not very important, guys. So what are the things you need to take care in your write from dictation, guys? First of all, make sure you start your sentence with a capital alphabet. There's always a full stop or question mark if they're asking a question at the end of the sentence. Another thing, if there's any proper noun in the middle of the sentence or anywhere in the sentence, make sure you capitalize that as well. For example, if they're saying Sydney again, make sure S is capital, or any other proper noun, you have to capitalize that as well, guys, right? So once you are done with your write from dictation, you will finish off your exam, and then you will straight away get your scorecards. And I hope you all smash it with 90 each. I'll say give your best, guys. Practice a lot. Again, 4 things which are very important. 4 tasks which are very important in your listening section. You can say your summarize spoken text, very important. By 10 points each, you'll get 2 to 3 of these is going to give you points in listening and your writing section as well, guys. Then fill in the blanks, around 15 points in your listening, 15 in your writing. Similarly, highlight incorrect words, very important, almost around 15 points in your reading and 15 in your listening as well. And then write from dictation, the king, as I always say, 30 points, almost 30 points in your listening, 30 points in your writing as well, right guys? So make sure you focus on these tasks, focus more on these tasks, but again, at the same time, please do not ignore MCQ single, MCQ multiple, highlight correct summary, and select missing word. These tasks altogether are going to give you around 7, 8, 9 points altogether in your listening. But again, if you are aiming for 79, you have to make sure everything is perfect. Manage your time accordingly, guys. I told you that don't spend a lot of time on MCQ single, multiple, highlight incorrect, highlight correct summary actually, and select missing word and spend more time or focus more on the other 4, and you'll be able to smash it as well, guys. In the meanwhile, make sure you keep on practicing. If you have any doubts, guys, please leave them down in the comment section. I'll try to answer as many as I can. And that's it from this video, guys. I hope you got a bit of information from this video. If you have got any doubts, as I earlier said, please leave them in the comment section. I'll try to answer them. And that's it from this video, guys. I hope you like it, and I'll see you very soon in another video. Thanks, guys.